Dear family, it's your cousin, Cousin P. So black and so beautiful. So brown and so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. I pray all is well out there. I just came back from this drill, FOI drill competition. It was pretty dope, man. Y'all can check it out on my Facebook page. Nevertheless, I'm gonna get this podcast out the way. That I want to take me a shower and lay down. I'm exhausted a little bit, but I didn't get an opportunity to do it this morning because I don't know what God took my spirit, but it wasn't on the subject title, and definitely I will change that subject title shortly. Title of this podcast is it's a man's job to respect a woman, but ultimately it's a woman's job to give a man something to respect. Ultimately, it's a woman's job to give a man something to respect. Let's get a little people in the room, about 10 seconds. Won't you bring other women in on this opportunity to hear a man's perspective on this subject title? So, share this with your friend. Just don't save it for yourself. Other than that, we're going to get some people in the room. The drill competitions was pretty good, man. I posted a lot of it. I'm going to get in the shower shortly and lay it down. But the title of this podcast is It's a man's job to respect a woman. It's a man's job to respect a woman. But ultimately, it's a woman's job to give a man something to respect. I will start by saying every man has a mother. And the love and respect for one's mother should be the same love and respect that the man that you engage in with has for you. See, the mother is the first teacher of the child. She's the first nurturer. She's the first provider with her breast milk. She lays the foundation of what love feel like, look like, consistently. The mother doesn't engage in anything that harms her child, a mother that's in her right mind. So the child falls in love with mother. And the child gains the respect because for the most part, that's his resource, and she holds the milk to sustain his life. In other words, a man loves his mother because his mother provided the necessary love, and ultimately the mother gained the necessary respect and trust. A lot of women that I know or that I have engaged with or that I have observed have an entitlement issue with no evidence of substance behind it. They have an expectation of man to respect what they have to offer. See, the first investment that a man does is observation. He's watching everything about you And that is going to determine how much love or respect he's going to have for you. You have to gain respect. You have to gain loyalty. A man that doesn't find you in favor, to be honest with, is a man that don't trust you at all. See, a man holds a lot in, and he has to definitely find favor with you to be vulnerable to you and with you. So I said it's up to your conduct and your character and your representation on how you present yourself, and all that will determine whether a man want to be vulnerable to you, to open up to you, and ultimately give you the respect that you deserve. This instant gratification because you're a woman, you think that the man should respect you wholeheartedly. Well, as a mother, we respect you, but at the same time, your conduct and your character could take from you opposed to add to you, and then the lack of respect begins. The lack of respect begins. This entitlement issue, take care of me. Take care of me. What have you invested in the man to become a great man that he may provide for you if you consider yourself a great woman? See, the Holy Quran says that the woman is to help meet obligation. The woman's by nature is to help nourish. She's a natural protector. She's a natural lover. And when she engaged with a man, she makes his home feel like heaven. She provides him a place of peace by nature. She submits her will to do the will of the man by nature. So when you expect for a man to just give you things and pay for your bills, and the question is, what have you invested of tangibles that man may recognize how valuable you are? It is a man's job to respect a woman. We're taught to respect our elders. We're taught to respect our sisters, our mothers, our aunties. But ultimately, if you deviate on a path that's not worthy of respect, then you lose the respect. If you come in a situation with a hidden agenda, just wanting something from a man, when you have that self-entitlement issue, take care of me, pay my bills, what determines your value? For sex? You think sex determines the value to pay your bills? You think sex determines the value to respect you in the best of manners? Absolutely not. A man's nature is he entertain women. The nature of him entertain women. So sex in this society, as we know it today, is a fundamentally sound ritual. It's so common. It's good. It's a start. But when the feeling is gone, what foundation do you stand on for the man to respect you? What have you given the man ultimately to respect? A man can't respect a loudmouth woman, an irresponsible woman, a dysfunctional woman, a dirty house woman, a woman that drink all day, a woman that smoke all day, a woman that curse all day. Because a man don't want to date a man want to respect a woman. If you're doing any of the above, you have to change the condition of your mind. Because when you expect a real man to be responsible, then you got to raise your level, your mindset, and condition yourself on what the responsibility of a grown woman look like. Because grown men only want to deal with grown women. And far too many times you have women that think that the way they dress, giving up sex, is a light to your, is a tangible for you in a man's mind to respect you to the fullest. A lot of men are emotionally unavailable to irresponsible women. So all they will ever do is entertain you for sexual favors. Because we all enjoy the feeling of sex. But that's just as far as going to get, because you have laid the foundation. So when a woman expect a man to pay for bills, be responsible to you, you looking for a man to do that job. The question is, what type of woman are you to abstract what you want out of the man? What type of woman are you? You aggressive? You aggressive woman? A man don't want to see another man in a woman. It's like a man dating another man. That don't entertain us. That don't excite us to respect you. See, there's power in your femininity. There's power in that if you understood how to use it. When there's a disagreement in place, how do you handle disagreements? Are you loud and obnoxious? You that emotional disturbed where you have no guidance with your emotion. You don't know how to manage your emotional behavior. A man is observing your mindset. And that's going to determine what bracket he going to put you in and how much respect he going to give to you. But I notice that a lot of women always will have an expectation of a man. Don't you know we have an expectation of you too? See, in the teachers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it teaches us to rise above our emotion. Because when you conflicted with emotion and all over the place, you turn into a tyrant that's not tolerable at all. and you tend to fall from the mountains in favor with men when you don't know how to handle emotion. The expectation of woman. You provide sex to your man. You provide a good, clean home to your man. You provide food on the table for your man. You may even earn your man clothes. You may even rear the children properly. You may even pay majority of the bills. All those are great qualities to have in a woman. But the respect is the Spirit of God in you. See, you mix great qualities. You mix great qualities in with the Spirit of God in respect. It's two different mindsets. Because a real woman know how to handle a real man. An irresponsible woman, all she do is shout and cuss and blow up and unable to articulate herself in the best of manners because she's accustomed and used to savage mentality. See, we ain't talking on no boyfriend, girlfriend level. We talking on a man and woman level. This podcast is titled, It's a Man's Job to Respect a Woman. But ultimately, the woman got to give a man something to respect. What do you give to a man to respect that's validated by God? See, because man looks for God in woman. Don't you know that? Let me explain to you supreme wisdom. The Creator was a man. And he said in Scripture and Holy Quran that he took essence from himself, which means he took DNA from himself and produced womb from man. That's why you call it a womb. You have the word womb. A womb is that which holds the seed of life, to bore life into the atmosphere or to the earth or into this world. But the womb, and you have the word man, it's because you are directly, woman, from the Creator, which is a man. And this is why in Islam, we call you the second coming of God. So the Creator produced a woman that the woman may reproduce him. Do you understand the supreme wisdom and the knowledge of who you are? So man is always looking in you, wanting to abstract the God in you, that he may protect, that he may provide, and that he may cultivate you as a woman. I don't think you understand me. Far too many times you think that qualities, great qualities, the great qualities are, I would say, a bonus. But when your mindset is aligned with God, that woman knows how to handle a man. That woman doesn't come out the nature of herself. And you make that man love you more. A lot of you women don't even know how to make a man love you. You've been with men so long and you so redundant doing the same thing. Having sex, working, taking the kids taking the kids to football practice, taking the kids, having sex, working, ain't nobody building nothing because you don't understand the value of each other at all. Your life is redundant and everything has an expiration date, whether you believe it or not. Everything has an ending to it. Because you working on your own. You're not working on God time. What do you mean, Cousin P, God time? It says I wrote it here. It says I can't even find it on there. Thought I wrote it on there. But God time is meaning his perspective. So when you get in unhealthy situations or you are at odds with one another in relationships or friendships, you lean on your own understanding, and 9 times out of 10, your own understanding doesn't bring the situation back to peace. Some of you who have differences with in your situations, at some point when you pray to God and you ask for certain things to be revealed, or you ask for certain things to be better, you see what you did? You knew that your understanding wasn't good enough. But when you leaned on God understanding, when you had that differences with that man, whether he's a friend, a situationship, a relationship, or a marriage, once you leaned on God, when you lean on God, you come to a state of mind of humbleness. You humble yourself to have a great conversation, to iron out your differences, and then you're back at one. You see how God works? You lean on your own understanding, arguing and fussing and fighting and kicking up dust and talking reckless and unnatural behavior, and you're not at peace. You're at odds. One against the one talking about one on Facebook, the other one talking. You're leaving all these icons on Facebook talking about the person, when if you submit your will and do the will of God, the man is going to respect you when you humble yourself to the nature of yourself. That's why I said your femininity is power, woman. Men respect that. Yeah, man has testosterone a testosterone that's very strong and heavy. Yeah, man got egotistical behaviors. But the woman is the opposite of God in his femininity. See, man is the strong in the strength of God. That's why it's called the man of the house. When you hear about a woman of the house, you know that's unbalanced. It's the man of the house, and the woman brings peace. So when there's a volcano in the relationship, your power is to humble yourself, but be assertive. And then that man will naturally honor the nature of you and respect you and come to a common denominator and reconciliation. So you have to give a man something to respect. Sex is not giving a man something. Everything has to do with your conduct, your character, and your mindset. And then you got to talk God language. See, if you know me, right? I kick the shit a lot of times. I talk crazy, with my family members, I go crazy. But if you talk God talk to me, you straighten me out. See, there's certain individuals that know me that talk God talk to me because that's my language. I straighten up when God is talking. When I hear the God in you talking to me, it straighten me out. But if you talking like a Negro, if you're talking like a savage woman off the street, if you're being irresponsible and negligent and all your doings, I really don't have the respect for you that you think I have. But I could go along to get along. But the great thing about Cousin P, if you're a family member of mine, I will point out the imperfection in you as you point out them to me. I'm taught to rise above emotion, but not be emotionless. Meaning become a critical thinker in the moment of adversity. So when there's a discrepancy, I don't move on impulse. I don't move dysfunctional. I don't move irresponsible. I move effective and I bring results. That's the bottom line. So when you at odds in your relationships, the common denominator is we want peace. We want resolution. We want to respect one another. How do you do that? You put God first at every front that you do, and God will resolve the issue. If you want a man to respect you, put God first. What is God language in a woman? Her natural language, God's natural language in a woman is her ability to submit but be assertive. You may disagree with that man, but you could bring down so much of that testosterone to a level of consciousness where you're able to have a conversation. You have that much power, sister. If you use it, you could get whatever you want from a man. But you being aggressive, you being a tyrant, you talking like a man, walking like a man, looking like a man, ain't no man gonna respect that. Your conduct is not pleasant. It's not invitable. Your mouth is not invitable. A man has to be able to trust you before he open up to you and ultimately respect you. When a man fall on his face, you help him. You don't discourage him and throw things in his face that he did. That the God in you, woman, could give him a different perspective if you aligned on the same principles or the same energy level. You help that man up to become the man that God intended for him to be, and he could protect his stable. But a man cannot protect nothing he can't control. If a man can't control, and you equate control with he trying to pimp me. See how the nature of the environment is so stronger than the nature where you think a man trying to pimp you because he trying to by nature control the situation. I bet when a man break in the house, you look for the man to control the situation. I bet when your children get out of line, you look for the man to control the situation. You look for a man to control everything, but when it comes to you, you got a problem with a man being his natural self to address you and put you in your place as a woman. But you want the man to be in control of everything else. Control of paying your bills, control of dicking you down, control of protecting your life, control of all these things. But when it pertains to him trying to control you, it's a problem. So it says to me that you're very immature. And if you don't know your place as a woman, you definitely don't know the place of a man. So you still engaging with boys. And I want to say this, dear family. Quit using God as a vehicle to find you another man. Quit using God is going to bless me with a man. Oh, God is not interested in relationship the way you may perceive it. It's 196,940,000 square miles on the planet. It's so much. God is dealing with Satan. The God in you. And this is why it says, the scripture reveals that submit your will to do the will of God. That means to study him and do as he does to make your situation better than what it is, because you are the cause and effect of everything in your life. You caused it. You either talked about it. Listen, when you put good energy in the air, let me explain how that works. When you say I don't give a fuck, this, that, you put out an energy in the universe, and you can't play with the universe because the universe don't know whether or not you playing or not, or you just mad. So the individual will take on your energy, and he will, the unalike attracts, and for every action, there's an opposite but same reaction. So the energy you put out, somebody's going to react on it, and the reaction going to be like, well, F you too. So you got to be very wise on what type of energies you put out. Especially if you don't mean them. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if you ain't 100% dissatisfied, because only 100% dissatisfaction brings about 100% change. So you can't even be at 98%. Don't put out bad energy if you ain't prepared for that change, because it's going to come. If you in disagreement with something, say, put it in universe, I would love to have dialogue with an individual to express how I feel. And your body, your energy, will bring and attract what you put out. That's why I say you attract what you are. So if you attract the no good ass niggas because you a no good ass woman, you attract exactly what you are. If you like to dress good, you ain't gonna attract no nigga that's nasty and dirty looking. You see how that work? If you like your hygiene's clean, you ain't gonna let no man, you don't give a man the time of the day. If the teeth out his mouth, one eye closed, snot coming out his mouth, you attract what you are. You see how that works? So the spirit of you actually attract, the energy that you put out attracts. So if you put out good energy, you will receive it in return. Won't you try it? If you get discouraged over a protracted period of time, then this is not for you. You will never find a great man. You will probably find a man. But this podcast is titled, It's a Man's Job to Respect You. But ultimately, you got to give a man something he can respect. And based on a man's respect for you, you have to be morally sound. You have to be principles intact. You have to be very considerate. You have to be very intelligent or making intelligent decisions, because that's all attractive to a real man. He respects you more on your principles. He respects you more on your morals. He respects you on how much love you, not that you give him, but there's on how much energy you invest in him to even make him a better man. It makes him respect you. When you do things from those principles, you gain the respect from that man, because he see the God in you. And a man, as a man sees a God in his mother, as I stated before, the mother is the first teacher of life to the child. She nurtures him. She cultivates him. the man finds favor with his mother, and he's able to be open to his mother and love his mother unconditionally based on the mother providing the morally principles to his life. Mama didn't give nothing else that you give your man. No sex involved. It was pure principles. It was pure morals and pure love. Those principles would attract your respect from a man. You could take it or let it alone. It's coming from a man. Majority of y'all been in about 5 or more relationships in your life. 10 or more relationships in your life. I close with this. If you ever met Parrish, it's not by accident. If you ever came on one of my podcasts and listened to me, it's not by accident. If you ever engage with me personally in my life, it's not by accident. Everything is divined for a reason. I am in your life and you are in my life by divine principle. Because you may hold something I need of tangibles I could bring to my life, and I may hold something you need that's tangibles for your life. So if you met me, it's not by accident. It's designed by God himself, and it's divine. So I may say something that triggers something to get you on the right path. It may be me telling you to do better in this perspective that it may change your life. There isn't anything as 50-50 in a relationship. It has to be 100-100. What the hell you think a relationship gonna work if somebody's giving 50% and the other person's giving 50%? What the other 50% at on both ends? You should be grinding 100-100. 100-100 makes it 100-200. But if you ever met me, it's not by accident. I'm really a vessel for you. I could be the playful cousin P. I could be the disrespectful cousin P. I could shoot the shit with you, cousin P. But when it comes to this God talk, you hear value. You hear something. You could determine whether I'm playing or not. I mean business, my conduct and my character and the way I represent myself by the principles of Islam gives you strike that. You could see the light in me. When we talk God talk, you see the light in me. When we talk about business, you see the light in me. I don't deviate. You see my principles in me because it's divine. And maybe you looking at something that you may need to grab or do for yourself. That's why it's called you want for your brother and your sister what you want for yourself. So if you ever engage with me, it's divinely. Get what you're going to get from me and allow me to get what I'm going to get from you. Because there's work to do and we don't have that much time. But if you want a man to respect you, hop on the principles, the morals, and the values of God himself. Because when I engage with anybody in my life, I demand the respect. And when I see it's off track, I straighten it out. What else I had down there? The woman is a natural receiver and the man is a natural giver. By nature, the man is a giver. He gives the woman the seed of life that you may produce him in you again. You receive by nature. Naturally, you receive from man. This is part one. We're going to get a little deeper. But I pray that you picked up something I may have said. And I also pray that, excuse me, you share this podcast. Share this podcast. If you have any questions, write them in the comments below and let's wrangle. I got about 10 minutes. I'm going to hop in my shower. I came back from the drill. Savior's Day is tomorrow. And it's finna go down. If you have any comments that you want to leave, one of the things that you should know that if a man is engaging with you, it's two components to it. He respects you. He appreciates you. And he see you as a valuable asset in his life. That's one component. Another component is if a man is engaging with you, he's deceiving you to get something from you, and he's no good at all. It's up to you to differentiate if the man is a genuine man or a disingenuous man. But if you want to gain respect from any man on our planet, quit leaning on your own understanding. Quit being so emotional and rise above the emotional intelligence and wrap it up in management. Wrap it up in knowing how to place the emotion with some intelligence. Don't just be spazzing out, man. That ain't, a man gonna lose respect for you off the rip. And if a man ever done you wrong, I'm gonna tell you something. If you feel uneasy with a man and he's done you wrong and you feel like he's not reciprocating, one thing a man is gonna respect is for you to pick up the phone or see him in person and be the change that you looking for. So when you see a person not being a change, won't you become the change you looking for and set the example and lead the conversation? He gonna respect your intelligence in you, your courage in you. See, man be watching that woman. Damn, she was hard to come to me and address how she felt strong. But not with a masculine energy to it. Baby, let's have a cup of coffee. Baby, let's go grab something to eat. It's on me. Like that? This is what I want to talk about. You set the tone and we see the God in you. Like, damn, she powerful. And that power is the God in you. And it makes us respect you. Don't be all, too weak. Don't be weak, woman. Don't be a weak woman. Be a firm woman with class. Be a firm woman with dignity. Be a firm woman with the Spirit of God wrapped around you, and that man will definitely respect you. If you have any questions, you got 5 minutes. And I'm going to go get my shower. It was a good day today, man. The drill was I put some of that drill on my face. Check it out on my social media pages. You have any questions? Let me know. Write them down. Don't get scared now. You get in my DM and ask me all the questions in the world. I ain't scared of none of y'all. Ask the question. You got 3 minutes. Everybody closed mouth and shut mouth today. Let me see. It says someone there. Have never met a good man that is really there to protect, provide. So she acts unruly and sad. Hey, that's an actual fact, because there's some women that have been traumatized by and I said that before on my podcast. There's a lot of women that have been traumatized, man, by drugs, by other men doing them wrong, the streets, mother not being there, father not being there, and they looking for that in a man, and the man didn't have the knowledge of self in him, so he used the street knowledge to cultivate a woman. You can't use street knowledge to cultivate a woman. We do more destroying her, because we take on the environment nature of checking a woman, smashing a woman, taking from a woman, instead of providing and protecting for that woman. And so a lot of women are just damaged for that. I understand it. And I know several women like that too. Any questions? If you want